Euphorbias are a group of succulents that are oftentimes mixed with cacti. What I love about these succulents is that they have such a versatility inside of this group. There are some of Euphorbias that almost look like tropical plants, like poinsettia, for example. And then there are some that, like I mentioned, are mixed up with cacti because they look like cacti. And then there are some that are just looking really unique, like this Euphorbia Tirucalli sticks on fire, one of my 5 top favorite succulents. It is so decorative for home. I love the green color that it gets during the winter time, and then summer and fall when it gets orange and red color. It looks amazing, and it is very aggressive grower. Aggressive grower means that it's growing really fast, and because I'm a little bit impatient, I love to see growth in succulents pretty fast. Today I'm gonna share with you my Euphorbia collection and some tips as I go. One of the first tips is that this plant is not as demanding for sunlight as some other Euphorbias during the winter time that I have to place under lights. As you can see, the size of this plant, it is big. I don't have space for that many big specimens around the house. With 300 succulents and probably 20 big specimens, I don't have a space for each one to be by the window. So this one has to be here. It's not close to the window entrance or to the windows here, but I watched and it gets about 3 hours of direct sunlight a day during the winter time. That's why it changes color to green, because there's not a lot of sunlight, there's not changes in the temperature, but it seems pretty content. I adjust watering, because the tip for you, if you don't have a lot of sunlight, water less. My number 2 biggest Euphorbia is this variegated Ammak. You can see I got it when it was about this height and brought it in a suitcase from Arizona. And this is how much grow it has put in the last 2 years. And it's very light demanding. As you can see, there is some lighter green color on top, because even though I placed it in the best spot I can give it, and that is in a window that's facing east and south corner, and it's still not happy. It's actually a bit smaller here on top than it was here on the bottom. So I'm assuming if I take it outside this year, it's gonna get wider and paler look on the top. It's getting really tall. I did have to put stick because it would occasionally curve, and I wanted it to continue to have a straight look. So this is just kind of keeping it firm and straight. I can probably remove it eventually. My number 3 Euphorbia is this Euphorbia Trigona. This is green variety, one of the first ones that I had when I started collecting succulents was actually red ruby, and that one, when it grew about this height, I took to conservatory. I should probably take a cutting and grow it all over again. But I love the look of this one. I like how it has one stem and then it just grew all around these big branches with some leaves. It looks really pretty. This gorgeous Euphorbia here is one of my new additions that I just got a few weeks ago, and it had a tiny little roots. As soon as I placed it in the soil, it rooted. It's so firm, and I'm sure if I would pull it now out, you would see some big roots. This is Euphorbia Bisinica or Candelabra. I will put the description below here. And just a beautiful texture and color. I just love this Euphorbia. I think I'm gonna be really excited to see if it's gonna grow any branches. Name of this Euphorbia starts with something on M. I got it this last year, so I have it for about a year. During the summer season, as you can see, it was just one branch, one stem. It has a lot of branches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 total branches, and it's going to be exciting to see how they grow. Close up you can see it has a beautiful variegation. Euphorbias, unlike some other succulents, do like to get a good drink pretty regularly. I would say among other succulent groups during the summertime, I water these the most because they get really thirsty more than once a week. So I always have to check that they're not too dry, because when they are dry, these little leaves that grow on the edges, just like Euphorbia Trigona, they will completely dry up, and that's going to be your sign that they really need water. They're going to lose these little leaves. So I'm going to show you close up how they look like. They're going to all dry up if they're thirsty. This here is my beautiful Euphorbia bones, variegated Lactea, and this is one of the succulents that I ordered when I started collecting, and it was from one of the first online sites, succulent sites that I discovered. I think its name is Succulent Source. And I remember when I ordered 3 types of Euphorbia, I got 2 little, in a 4-inch pot, 2 little bones Euphorbias, and then this is the growth from one of them. You can see how big it is. I have been avoiding cutting it except once. It was cut only once here because I just wanted to look perfectly, but these are now getting pretty big. I think that I might need to consider cutting some of them. For example, this one here is now hitting this one here, so maybe cutting this branch and this branch. I don't know, the same situation is happening here where there is overlap. I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do very soon. This here is Euphorbia Guentheri. Kinda trails and has many branches. It's really interesting. Like on the tips we'll get leaves. Yeah, there's a lot of babies, but I think it had these branches and babies for a while, but they didn't grow. Maybe this year I'm gonna try to take it outside and see what happens. I was a little nervous with some of these varieties. I didn't want to burn them because when you burn them, you know, damage is there for good, except if you chop it off. So I didn't take some of these varieties outside at all last summer. So I have this one for about, I don't know, year and a half. Something like that. This one here is one of the fancy Euphorbias. It's a variegated Meloformis. This is pretty expensive. Typically you can't get them below $40 this size with a pup. It's really pretty. Look at those colors. That one is also right by the window, facing south. I wanted to make sure that it gets a lot of sunlight. This one here, really, I don't notice much growth since I got it. I don't know if it's Petricola. I'm gonna try to find the ID to post here. I don't know if I like it or not. I've been considering whether it gives me joy or not, whether I'm gonna get rid of it or not, just because I haven't been seeing much growth and I am impatient. Probably that's the reason why I like Euphorbia Tirucalli the most, because you see the growth so fast. Maybe this is a slow grower, maybe it's not happy, it needed some fertilizer, needed to go outside, I don't know. I will see this year what I'm gonna do with it. This here, I think it's Euphorbia Lactea. This is non-variegated form. I'm not 100% sure. These grow really big. They can be like trees and, you know, really, really tall, and the stem can become brown like actual trunk tree. So they're really pretty. Has a little bit of variegation in the middle. If I'm wrong, you can correct me about this one, the ID. This one, I don't know the ID. I think maybe Anna suggested it once, so maybe I really need to put the ID here so I don't forget it. This is the one that got really affected by the cold in the conservatory. We had a pretty big specimen that's decades old, and I took this cutting before the freezing. I'm so glad, because barely there is cuttings left, because we had to trim it down so much because it was, you know, really affected by cold temperatures. And that's something you should know. Euphorbias really don't enjoy to go below 50. They can survive, you know, something in the 40s and 30s, but it will create damages on their body, which will look very, very unsightly. But they really like warm, and they like to have light and water all through the year. They're opportunistic plants that do not have dormancy, like cacti. That's one big difference. And they will go through the year if they have right conditions. And here are my two Euphorbia nutis. This one has really beautiful codex formed. This one looks a bit different. It's darker and it's bigger branches, so I wasn't even sure if they're exactly the same. This one also forms the codex. I don't know why I got these little dried up spots. Was it a little too dry? I don't see that it's scale. I don't know. Had no idea. But I had to chop this one because it had some really big branches. I'm actually not super happy how it looks right now. So we'll see what I'm gonna do with it as the time passes. Here is my Euphorbia Fimbriata. I got this is a cutting from Ted's greenhouses. Was that 3 years ago, I think? 2 years ago. But yeah, I'm not too happy with this brown on the bottom. All of their mother plant had brown, and the cuttings had some brown, so it just continued to have it, not the new growth. So I don't know if I'm gonna chop it off at some point, but it does have a little baby growing here, so I don't know. I'm not super pleased with that one as well. This one I'm really happy about. I got this one last year. Oh, I didn't even know that I burned it here. Well, that's annoying. But it's so beautiful. It is a very pretty specimen, and I love it in this green, in this gray pot with this gray bubble rock. I think they look well together. One of my newer additions, Ingens monstrose, has rooted really quickly. It had tiny little roots when I got it, and it's firm in the soil in the pot. It looks really cool. I love this one, and I put it in a nice gray pot. So these ones here are actually the same variety. I came from same mother plant, but this one was in my house for a while, and you can see how it got darker green color. Probably didn't have enough sunlight. This one was facing south, so it has a little bit paler color. These are cuttings that I'm currently rooting. I think they're gonna be beautiful when they root. Look at how nice and big they are. I don't want to drop them there. So yeah, super happy about those. I think I'm gonna have to decide to leave one or two, and I'm gonna have a hard time deciding what I'm gonna keep, what I'm gonna leave. I have this for a while. It has been growing really, really well, and I have donated 2 of these to conservatory, and they look really pretty there as well. So yeah, I don't know ID for this one, so if you do, let me know. All right, so now I brought the Euphorbias that are under lights. The reason why I keep these under lights is I think that they're very demanding for the light, and I don't want change of shape or color. For example, this Polygona, I think it's called. I noticed that it, again, you can see it's more bluish, kind of paler color, needs a lot of light, will become very small on top, may change color. And I love this plant. It bloomed so much this year. I don't know if you can see how interesting it is. The pops grew bigger. There is 1, 2, and then there is another smaller one here. So it's looking really nice. I don't know if I should separate them or just keep them together. I like them really a lot. All right, then both of the corn cob Euphorbias I keep under lights. Again, my experience, they get very narrow, green, pale tips if they don't have enough light. Variegated and non-variegated, either one, you know, they're gonna get really skinny, don't look good. So here's the corn cob non-variegated version. I have propagated this one so much. It really is aggressive grower. It's a lot of fun. And then this is my variegated corn cob. I just actually took some really nice cuttings for Ed from Guest Farms. I owe him those, so I'm rooting them. This one here, I thought it's, I think Fruticosa, but I'm not 100% sure, or maybe a hybrid. It's really cool looking though. Reminds to cacti, and it has 2 pups growing. One here and another one here. Yep, the little one. They really loves under lights. This is another variety that will stretch or become skinny on top if it doesn't have enough sunlight. Here is my Euphorbia Opuntioides, because it reminds to Opuntias with flat round leaves. This one is super fun. It bloomed so much during the summer, and then during the fall, even during the winter I had some blooms. But it has a really pretty blooms. It looks like a Christmas decoration, and it gets grown some new branches since I have ordered it. So I have it since last year, I think summer, so maybe like 7 months is with me. Then here I have Euphorbia Stapfii. Hasn't changed a ton. I think it grew a little bit and has a 3rd pup growing, 3rd branch growing. It's kind of cool looking. And then Flanangani Euphorbia. This one does adjust when it goes from outside inside. It has a lot of yellow leaves when that happens, but it doesn't seem to be having much yellow leaves recently, so hopefully it adjusted. This is, I think, Enermis or Fruticosa hybrid. It's the one that I ordered maybe 2 years ago. It did got a little bit of brown, like a corking. It's blue on top. Reminds very much to Tanzanian zipper plant. Then I have a little Tubiglans hybrid. I got this one actually as a gift from seller when I got a bigger plant, and it grew babies a bit. It's really cute. Look at that. And then this one here is Euphorbia Schinzii. Has some beautiful, cute little yellow blooms. This one is new addition that I have for the last month. Yeah, I think that's it for this group. So I'm gonna go grab some more that are under lights. Here is my Euphorbia Tanzanian zipper plant. So much fun. This is such a fun plant. Love the chubby look. All right, and then I have here Stellata. Has a little codex underneath and a turtle. It's really fun with those flat leaves. This one is new addition that I got last year, so I have it for almost a year. It's Euphorbia Cooperi. Grew tremendously since I got it. So this is, it had like a tiny little branches. This is all growth under lights during the winter time. Grew another branch stem. And then I just noticed as I was preparing to record, because I wasn't even checking, that it's starting to grow another branch from the bottom. And this is all happening January and February. So looking really cute. I like this one. All right, we're continuing with Euphorbia. Ooh, my brain stopped. What's the name of this one? Look at those dark edges with such a pretty color of the stems. I love this one quite a lot. I'll have to find ID and post it here. So, and then my Bioensis. I think it's a little bit all over the place. I've been thinking that maybe I need to restart it. So we'll see. Maybe this year I'm gonna be propagating when the summer season starts. Okay, and then, oh, my Monadenium, my pretty Monadenium. This is Monadenium Richie, just beautiful. It's not, this is not variegated one, but it's under lights and it has a little bit of stress colors. It bloomed so much over and over this last year. Beautiful. And then here's the variegated one. The pups grew a little bit, the stems, as you can see. Colors are beautiful. Oh my goodness. I love this one. And then here is my Tanzania red Monadenium. Look at that color, guys. And it also was blooming its head off. It kept blooming over and over. What I would love to see from this one is a branch. I would love to get a branch from this one. That would be so exciting. I hope it happens. And here is a gift that I got from Ed from Gas Farms about a month ago. This is, it looks like Cereiformis or a hybrid of it. I love the look of this one and I love that it has pups that are growing. This one also likes a lot of light, or it's gonna start to get pale green on tops and get more narrow look. Then we have here, I think it's called Enermis, Euphorbia and Tubiglans hybrid. These ones are so much fun. I think that they're so cute. This one here looks like Euphorbia ferox or a hybrid of it. I got it last year from Lowe's in a little 2.5 inch pot, and look how much it has grown. This is like what, 6 inch, and some of those branches got a lot of pups. They could almost be separated, but I like it this way. It has like a little bit of reddish on the tips. And then another one that I got from Lowe's is this one here. Grown quite a bit. I have, I think it's Euphorbia Globulosa hybrid. I think it's really interesting how it looks. This one here grown these 2 pups in the last year. Looks really cute. And then here is Odesa. I have another one in the bedroom that looks a little bit different. Then this is Debilispina. I love the blue color of this one and those like little white edges. I just hope it's gonna get more branches. This is Restricta. I actually didn't like the bottom, so I ended up propagating it and it got the roots. You can see the roots. I really need to water this one more because it seems really dried up. And has bloomed a lot during the last year. Then this is a propagation that has successfully rooted of my Euphorbia Enopla. I have a lot of Enopla at the conservatory that I donated, and I just restarted it because it was pretty big. And then here is my successfully rooted Euphorbia Aeruginosa. I have so much of this plant that if you guys are looking for it, I'll give you a great deal for rooted cuttings. I kept propagating it. And then here is my Euphorbia Lactea green variety that I successfully rooted. It's a little bit flimsy, so I'm holding it, but it has root system, so small root system. yeah, so I'm gonna put these back and then I'm gonna tell you exact number of all of the Euphorbias I have. I almost forgot about this one. This is my Euphorbia Resinifera. I got it this year and it grew so much, and I even propagated some. It's beautiful. I love it. So I counted them all, guys, and I have 47 different Euphorbia plants. I have also 2 more in conservatory. I have Euphorbia Greenwayi cornis and Euphorbia Trigona. So those are 2 more. That's 49 total. I don't think I forgot anybody, but that is almost 50 Euphorbia plants, guys. So hope you enjoyed this video and hope it inspired you to get some Euphorbias. I know they're weird looking, but they're totally worth it. I think they're a lot of fun. So see you next time.